Hola mis amigos, Diuro17 here, bringing you some tips and tricks for the recon class. I will be doing this with the other classes, but I'd rather go ahead and get one of my favorite classes out of the way first. I'm going to show you the gadgets. We got laser trip mine, camera, stealth training, decoy, zip line, grappling hook, gas mask, and stunt driver. The two setups I usually like to have are a laser trip mine and a camera, or a laser trip mine and stealth training. It just all depends on what I'm playing. Like for example, team deathmatch, laser trip mine and camera, or a laser trip mine and stealth training aren't a bad combo. With placing the trip mines, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. Place the trip mine as low to the ground as you possibly can. The lower the better, because when players run, and I'll show you this in a second when I get back up, whenever we run, we put our crosshair at about halfway in the screen. We'll barely notice it. And you may say, hey, well, when he comes up on that corner, they'll notice it then, and they'll see the laser. You'd be surprised how difficult it is for most people to see that laser, because their sights are up about as high as this whenever they're running, and their gun will possibly be blocking it. They won't even notice it, and they until it's too late, they'll run right over it. As far as cameras go, this is for anybody that's trying to get the knockout assignment complete. As far as the camera coins go, camera coins are a relatively easy thing to get after you learn. I know most of you may be shaking your head, but it's an easy thing to get once you place them in the right spots. Also notice how I place these trip wires right there at the ladder. Whenever you get off the ladder, you're pushed forward, so it is impossible to dodge these things once you get to the top of the ladder. Always crawl to the top of the ladder and slowly look to see if you see the red laser. If not, then it's safe, because once you start climbing over, there's no possible way for you to dodge a trip mine like the way I set it up. And I would advise you setting your trip wires up like that on almost all ladders that go in that way. Now, with placing the cameras, notice how I place them in two great spots. It'll cover the whole area below, and it'll just mark all the main guys in that area. The tripwires on this map, Everglades, for team deathmatch, I placed them behind those two logs because that is a vital spawn point for the enemy team. Notice how I just got a triple kill. 3 guys just spawned in right behind those logs. You're guaranteed a kill every single time that you place those mines there. Especially whenever the spawn switch, like what just happened here. Their whole team started spawning over here, and the tripwires just picked up the kills. People don't look before they spawn. When they spawn in, they just immediately start sprinting, and that's how the tripwires always manage to get them. Since there are 32 people, they're most likely not going to look before they're spawning, and they're just going to start off sprinting. It's an honest fact. That's what everybody does. Nobody just stops for a minute. They may jerk forward a little bit, but that's all it takes for them to run right into those trip mines. And you could get on Everglades, I would say you could get around 5 to 10 kills a match just off of these trip mines if the spawns are going bouncing around all over the place. And that's why I will always have trip mines. I would suggest that you always have trip mines as a gadget. The second gadget can be whatever you choose depending on your preference or the situation. Don't place trip mines like this. Don't be a blue-nosed llama. Nobody wants to be a blue-nosed llama. You get hit right in your blue nose with a baseball bat.
Talk to me, cop!
As long as you place your trip mines the way I showed you, you shouldn't have to worry about that at all, unless you're just not being vigilant at all. Ah man, you gotta love that little ladder glitch. You shoot a guy on the ladder, he just soars off through the sky. But I want to bring up a quick subject: Magnum ammo. It's not as great as it used to be during the beta. Off that little collateral, but it's not as great as it used to be during the beta. But is it worth spending 100K on? I would say, if you have the money and you snipe a lot, I'd say it's kind of worth it, but not really. If you're a person who just snipes 24/7, you don't want to use anything else. If you put on some type of ACOG site and you're on a close quarter map, like say this, or I don't know, Bank Job, then yes, because it's really great whenever you're using on that. You get a one shot anybody, I believe, who's up to 15 meters away. You can get a one-shot kill on them. I'm actually using it in this clip right here. I bought it for both my AWM and R700, which as of currently are the only 2 sniper rifles you can get the Magnum ammo on. It's not worth wasting your shots on vehicles and such, unless there is a guy driving really slow inside of a sedan, police car, or whatever. But I would say if you have the money, you should get it. But if you don't plan on spending a lot of time with the recon, or you just don't see yourself using it at all, then don't use it, because the only drawback with it is that it takes a whole lot longer to go through the bolt action process. So that's pretty much the only bad thing with it. And like I said, it's not as effective as it used to be during the beta. Most people don't use it, and I only bought it because I accumulate a large sum of money fast. I've said this in many videos, guys. Secondary is what will save your life on here as a recon whenever your rifle won't get it done for you. Now look at these little noobs on the rooftop. Not even paying attention. Don't have a trip mine down. This guy's trying to save their life, but he couldn't do it. Anyway, thanks guys. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you next time.